The strangest reality in a nation is unfolding. Citizens' medical insurance only covers 50 yuan per day. A government-backed financial center vanishes with 1.1 billion overnight. Streets are plastered with slogans like "All Out Resistance, Overthrow Tyranny." Foreign capital flees. The wealthy escape to Europe. The entire China is quietly collapsing. This isn't a conspiracy theory, it's the real news from this week. In Henan, Xinjiang, medical visits are limited to 50 yuan reimbursement, with the Medical Insurance Bureau saying, "Without limits, we'll run out of money." In Shaanxi, Hanqing, a government-endorsed financial center implodes, leaving 200 people penniless and met with police suppression. On Luoyang's walls, someone posted the 4 characters, "Eliminate the communist bandits," which were torn down the next day. Meanwhile in London, Jack Ma's wife buys a mansion worth 180 million RMB with cash. The bottom cries, the top laughs. Some struggle for 50 yuan in medicine costs, others transfer 50 million at a time. The rich have long prepared their exits, while the poor are about to lose even the right to get sick. In this episode, we won't talk about hope, we'll talk about reality. When the government becomes the plunderer, when medical insurance runs dry, when resistance appears on the streets, when foreign capital flees, what's left of the real China? If you're following this topic, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell for all notifications. Don't miss future episodes! A lending platform flaunting government backing absconds with 1.1 billion RMB in one go, and the victims are mostly hardworking elders, vendors, and farmers who saved up penny by penny. And this platform wasn't some black market scam. It was established under government leadership. The incident happened in Hanqing, Shaanxi. In 2014, an entity called the Hanqing City Folk Lending Registration Service Center quietly came into being. Does the name sound legit? In reality, it wasn't folk at all. It was spearheaded by the local government, with the then mayor personally serving as the leader of the working group, and officials from over a dozen departments involved. Local media hyped it beautifully. The platform was risk-free, offered high returns, 8% monthly yields, government oversight, 0 bad debts, all spelled out in the promotional materials. The Hanqing Daily even wrote that people invested their kids' tuition, parents' pensions, framing it as supporting national financial reform. Many truly believed it, not just dipping into savings, but selling houses, borrowing money, betting their entire life on it. But by the end of September this year, the platform suddenly announced a funding rupture and completely imploded. 1.1 billion in funds vanished, 200 investors left bloodied and broke overnight. Even more chilling, the government initially stepped in saying they'd take over and resolve it, but after months, nothing happened. On November 10, hundreds of investors gathered again at the Hanqing city government gates, hoping to reclaim their hard-earned money. They didn't smash or vandalize, just a peaceful petition. But what followed was unbelievable. Police mobilized for suppression, violently dispersing the crowd, arresting 10 investors on the spot, only releasing them by 7 p.m. that evening. In this script, the government is both player and referee. Similar, government-backed, financial implosions in China are old hat, like this government-led setup followed by police crackdown on victims. It's not the first time, nor will it be the last. And the Chinese public, they're just the sacrificial pawns in this play. On one side, investment savings, embezzled by the government. On the other, getting sick means reimbursements you can't claim. Chinese citizens aren't just losing when earning money, they're capped even when spending on illness. Let's look in Xinjiang, Henan. A small notice on a hospital wall pierces the veil of the entire medical insurance system. Did you know that in China now a hospital visit reimburses at most 50 yuan per day? It's not that treatment is free, it's that no matter how much you spend, you only get back 50 yuan. This isn't a joke. In Xinjiang City, Henan, the government issued an official document, stamped and certified. Recently, a netizen named Meng Laosen in Henan went to a hospital in Xinjiang and saw a notice on the wall. Starting immediately, resident medical insurance daily limit 50 yuan, employee medical insurance daily limit 150 yuan. Signed by the Xinjiang City Medical Insurance Bureau. What does 50 yuan even buy? Not even a box of imported cold medicine, let alone for chronic illnesses, heart disease, hypertension, patients who need daily meds. The official response: to prevent running out of money and fraud. Once this spread, local netizens exploded. So media went to the Xinjiang Medical Insurance Bureau for verification, and a staffer dropped this line that chilled everyone further. If we don't limit by December, we might run out of funds. The implication: the fund is barely holding on, so everyone reimburse a little less. But a few days later it was denied. On November 10, officials claimed it wasn't about lack of money, but to prevent hospitals and pharmacies from defrauding medical insurance funds. Wait. What? This isn't about citizens defrauding, but hospitals. Yet the restriction burdens citizens' reimbursements. The logic's a bit off, right? A reporter asked a practical question. If I need 500 yuan meds and the daily limit is 50, does that mean only 10 days worth? The staff's response was shockingly cold. We don't encourage that behavior. You should self-pay 450 yuan and reimburse 50 yuan. In other words, no matter how urgent or severe your illness, reimbursement is just that pittance. The rest is on you. This explanation blew up the net. Comments like, "This isn't preventing fraud. It's the thief crying thief." If you're worried about medical fraud, tighten oversight, not restrict everyone's treatment. You don't lock everyone's doors just because there's a thief, right? And the comment that cuts deepest. So, China's medical insurance really has no money left. Actually, it's not just Xinjiang. This reimbursement limit wave has been spreading nationwide. In Dongguan Guangdong, folks gripe ordinary outpatient annual limit is just 889 yuan. 2 colds and some chronic meds a year and you're tapped out. Qingai's wild out. Directly canceled outpatient reimbursements at tertiary hospitals. See a specialist. Get a community referral first. In signing, a community hospital's referrals jumped from 10 to 200 daily. Elders queue 3 hours for one slip. Government short on cash, passing the buck to the people. Experts put it bluntly, government runs dry, first squeezes hospitals, then slashes medical insurance. Ultimately, the pressure dumps on the masses. Authorities preach universal health, while capping reimbursements at 50 yuan for a visit, making meds unaffordable. How do you safeguard public health like that? As life gets harder for the masses, even treatment gets restricted and speaking out becomes a luxury on. Some choose silence, but others stand up. The next story shows resistance voices never vanish, they just evolve. In Henan streets, banners with bold characters quietly appear. All out resistance. Bandits. Overthrow the CCP. Don't forget June 4th. This isn't a movie scene. It's real, happening on November 11 in Henan, China. These slogans were hand-posted by someone calling himself an anti-communist patriotic youth across multiple streets in Luoyang City, Henan province. He said China's society allows only one voice. Little pinks can rant freely, but ordinary folks must shut up and endure. He couldn't stay silent anymore. His message, my heart ache is, I'm furious. Maybe my slogans change nothing, but I want Chinese people and the Communist Party to know this era never lacks resistance voices. The slogans are blunt, incendiary, out resistance. Overthrow the CCP, don't forget June 4th, even directly naming Xi Jinping. This isn't the first time. This year across China, streets, walls, restrooms, even high-rise facades, similar slogans, projections, and banners have popped up. October 31, Jumadi and Henan street posters, Xi Jinping step down, NCCP dictatorship and tyranny, return free speech. October 25, Sanlitun, Beijing 2 anti-CCP banners hung high, the Communist Party is an anti-human cult. Bound to bring disaster, open party bans, free choice, establish rule of law. China, September 3, pre-military parade in Beijing. Restroom doors as alternative bulletin boards, scrawled with, dictator step down, CCP should have died long ago. Netizens dubbed it the toilet revolution. August 29, Chongqing University City 60 Street, an entire building's exterior projected with giant slogans, down with red fascism, overthrow communist tyranny, no communist party, freedom isn't a gift, seize it back. April 15, Chengdu overpass, Sichuan massive banner, no political reform. China doesn't need dictation. Democracy is the way. In China, saying one truth can cost dearly. But still, some choose to stand, to post, even if torn down overnight. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Here's the China truth you won't hear elsewhere, but need to know. While the masses roar on streets, foreign capital casts a no confidence vote with cash. They're just leaving? China, once the global FDI gold rush, now has the gates wide open, but capitals filing out one by one. In Q3 this year, foreign direct investment into China plunged 51%. Edge Exodus. Even Burger King and Starbucks are selling China. What does that mean? CCP official data can't hide it anymore. 2025 Q3 FDI net inflow just 8.5 billion. Down 50 last quarter compared to 2022 peak. A brutal 92% drop. The entire foreign investment world is telling you with actions. We're off this sinking ship. Why are global firms bailing on China bets? Simple reasons for the FDI exodus. 1. Economic uncertainty galore, weak domestic demand, low consumer confidence, deflation pressures. 2. Sky-high political risks, ongoing US-China trade war, unpredictable regulatory storms, elevated geopolitical tensions. 3. Distrust, unpredictability. Who wants to be the next Diddy? Open today, seized tomorrow. Even multinational giants can't hold on. Burger King China, announced on November. Hun A. Parent company sells 83% of China business equity to local Chinese investors. Basically, I'm not going full time anymore. Starbucks China, as early as November 3. sold 60% stake to local Boyu Capital. These moves, industry calls them strategic retreats. Not full exit, but no more all in on China. As foreign capital bolts, China's rich have long since run ahead. You think Jack Ma retired to farm? Nah, he's already bought whole streets worth of security in London and New York. Chinese say, money buys no peace of mind. But for the Ma family, money buys whole streets of mansions. Recently exposed Jack Ma's wife, Zhang Ying, in London's priciest enclave, snaps up a mansion worth 180 million RMB. The house is in Belgravia, London, nicknamed Billionaire's Row. A townhouse there, 19.5 million GBP, about 25.7 million USD. Zhang Ying paid cash. This mansion was once the Italian embassy, where Italian officers and diplomats hosted UK, ex-PMs, European royalty, even Edward Vida's Duchess. The agent A, once in a century gem, and now it's the Ma family's. The purchase is under Zhang Ying's name, but she's long been a key holder of the Ma family's overseas assets. Not just London and Singapore, she bought 3 connected shophouses worth 50 million SGD in France, a winery and vineyard on Hong Kong's Peak, the old Belgian consulate site, torn down and rebuilt in New York, USA. Ma shelled out 23 million USD for a 28,000-acre private estate, some under Zhang Ying's name, others via British Virgin Islands offshore shells. Amid China's economic downturn, FDI flight, and 50 Yuan medical caps, the Ma family expands its global real estate empire with over 100 million USD. One might ask, didn't Jack Ma retire, step back? Isn't he low, key farming in Japan, back in China quietly? It seems is just PR. The real asset shuffle happened quietly long ago. In China's economic winter, the rich have their spring. The Ma family, with over 100 million USD, builds a worldwide property realm. Jack Ma was once China Dream, poster boy from English teacher to Alibaba empire founder. Now, this iconic tycoon chooses not patriotic investment, but scattering assets globally. The question, if even they won't keep home in China, what does that signal? From masses wiped out penniless, from street roars of fury to FDI stampede, and those former Chinese tycoons already building parallel paradises abroad. Welcome to drop your thoughts in the comments. We'll see you next episode.